Okay, let's take a look here. Evaluate numerical expressions involving integers. And this is our quick code of Y6W for your 8th grade IXL. And here is the first question. Evaluate the expression 2 minus 5 times 1. Okay. So what a lot of people do, and the reason why we would get this wrong is a lot of people want to start and do left to right. But we know we don't go left to right. We know that we use something called the order of operations, right? And it's PEMDAS is the way that we remember the order in which we are going to use our operations. Remember, operations are things like add, subtract, multiply, divide, in parentheses, exponents. So you always look for parentheses first. Is there any parentheses in our problem? No, there's not, right? Is there any exponents in our problem? No, no exponents. Is there any multiply or divide? Multiply or divide. There is, right? There is this right here, -5 times 1. So you're going to do that first. And when you get down to the multiply or divide step, you do whatever comes first, left to right. That means if divide comes before multiply, left to right, you would do that first. Okay, so -5 times 1 is -5. So this is the same thing as 2, and then the -5 goes right there. Now we are at the add or subtract step, and whatever comes first, left to right, and we're only left with 2 minus 5. Different signs mean subtract, so 5 minus 2 is 3. And then we're going to take the sign of a larger number, so it would be -3. Okay, so let's go ahead and click submit. Right, keep it up, it says. Good, thank you. That's very encouraging. Let's jump up a step here, and we're at 28 for Smart Score. So again, let's go through our process. And I recommend that when you're working on it, you also write it down so you can just kind of burn this into your memory. So any parentheses? Nope. Any exponents? Nope. Any multiply or divide? Multiply or divide? Yes, we have division. So let's do that first. So what is -6 divided by -3? Well, I know a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so this is going to be +2. This is also multiplication, actually. It's a negative times a negative, which is +1. If you don't want to remember that, just get rid of the double sign. And then we do our add subtract, which is 2 plus 1, which is 3. And let's click submit and jump up another level. All right, let's go all the way up to 43. Okay, so again, going through that process, are there any parentheses? No. Is there any exponents? No. Is there any multiply or divide? Divide. D for divide. There is, right? There's both. But we're going to do whatever comes first, left to right, because there's multiply here and there's divide here, but we're going to do this one first. So 10 times -9, different signs means it's going to be a -90, divided by 9. And then we finish it off with -90 divided by 9. It's a negative and a positive. Different signs means a negative. And it goes in a total of 10 times. Your answer is -10. Okay, let's go ahead and jump up another level here. Let's go all the way up to 60. Okay, so now we have a couple sets of parentheses. So when we're going through the process, is there any parentheses? Yes, there is. We're going to do whatever comes first, left or right. So in this parenthesis, we have -3 plus minus 6. So that's the same thing as -3 minus 6 times. And in this parentheses, we have 4, and we have minus minus, which is plus 6. Now, in this parenthesis, we're going to solve it, and it's going to be -3 minus 6. And since we have two negatives, we add them to get -9 times 4 plus 6, which is 10. And then -9 times 10 is -90. Okay, jump up again. Let's jump up again. What do we have? 72. Okay, 72. I think this one is doable. Let's go up another level. All right, here we go. 83. So, do we have any parentheses? No parentheses. Do we have any exponents? No, we do not. Do we have any multiply or divide? Yes, we have both, but we're going to do whatever comes first, left or right. And since division comes first, let's do that first. So -8 divided by 4, since they're different signs, it's going to be -2. I'm just going to rewrite everything else because accuracy is very important because of one little small mistake can cause the whole entire thing to be incorrect. So we have a -2 and a -10 multiplied. We're still on the multiply or divide step. Two negatives multiplied is a positive 20 plus 2. So now we're down to the add or subtract step. And we're just going to finish it off by adding 20 plus 2, which is 22. Okay, and let's submit. And let's jump up one more time. Let's see if we're hitting the 90 smart score. Okay, so here we are, the 90 smart score. Let's see what we're dealing with. So now they throw in the exponents. So let's go through our process. So, are there any parentheses? Yes. So we're going to start in the parentheses and we're going to use the order of operations in the parentheses. So is there any additional parentheses? No. Is there any exponents in the parentheses? No. Is there any multiply or divide? There is. So we're going to do that first. We're going to do 1 times -6 first, which is -6. And then we have -5, which is +5. And then now if we finish off the parenthesis, it's going to be -6 plus 5, which is -1. Now the exponent's still out there, and then it's 8 divided by whatever this is. So now we move to the next step, which is exponents. We have the exponent right here. So we're going to do, this is the same thing as -1 times -1, because exponent means we multiply it by itself that many times. And the negative times a negative is a +1. So we have 8 divided by +1. And we know that 8 divided by +1 is just 8. Let's type that in there and click submit.